we are at day 27, and the messaging for today is this. We think that moving on is harder than holding on, but the reality is that holding on is far more difficult than moving on. Let me explain. We believe that getting through grief seems like an impossibility because it's so foreign and because we don't know how we're going to survive it. So we decide that the easier route is to hold on to what we've lost and stay stuck in our grief. But the reality is that staying stuck is far more difficult than actually just embracing the grief process, educating yourself, and seeking healing. Almost immediately, I was compelled to figure out how to get through my grief. I accepted the challenge before me, like I had done so many other times in my life, and I began gathering all the tools I could find. What I couldn't find was a video series like this, but I did find tools and I began to dig in. It didn't happen immediately, but when I made the decision to figure it out, there wasn't much that could stop me. But don't get me wrong, none of it was easy, and there were plenty of times when I thought it might be easier to just give in and grieve and never get out of bed again. There were several times when I felt like I couldn't go on anymore and that my life would just be forever miserable. My mission is to help keep that from happening to you. It's easy to stay stuck in grief because at least it's a known situation, and the situation can be really overwhelming and ominous. So it's easy to stay stuck in your grief, and it's hard to get unstuck when you want to get unstuck. It takes energy and persistence, but keeping yourself from staying stuck is the key and the path to your healing. This is why I've put this series of videos together. It's to help you navigate your grief and keep you in the process. And it's to keep you learning more about the path that brought you here, where you're headed, and what your future will bring. It begins with learning about grief and how it affects us. Then we can begin to understand how we feel the way we do. And finally, we can decide what lessons we're going to learn to help us grow individually. Know and trust that because you're here with me, you're on the right path, and this process will nourish your own self-growth and self-discovery. And it's this growth that will define the meaning in your future. Stay in the process of continual and incremental growth. With progress lies hope in your future. We'll see you in the next video.